What's up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome back to the recovery vlogs. You guessed it, I'm training legs, but this time I've injected acetylcholine as well as injected L-Carnitine in each of my legs to help drive recovery to them. At this stage in recovery, my sex life is very much normal. My dopamine's pretty much normal. The central nervous system strength is abysmal, right? I weigh 262 pounds in the morning. You can see some sort of separation, but as far as the neuromuscular component, I feel weak, brittle, as if I had the strength of a 130-pound dude. Yeah, that bad. Like, I can do like a couple heavy sets, and then I'm super depleted. Right, so it's trying to build up that baseline. It's like trying to relearn how to walk, crawl, and the legs are the big issue because I'm standing on my legs all day. So I'm constantly hammering the legs. I've been doing a leg day pretty much every day, every other day. Not like a full leg day, but just feeder workout, trying to train the brain, trying to train the legs, what needs to happen for me to return back to baseline. And that's pretty much where I've been at. I'm doing one more round of bioregulators. They're currently in the mail as we speak, and I'm going to do a more prolonged run of them. You know, I talked to Alex Kikel this morning, and yeah, the way I was dosing it was pretty much overkill, but I wanted to see if they even did anything. So this time, now that I know that they do something, I will spread it out over 2 weeks instead of, 6 days, right? I'll spread it out a little bit farther to try and cause those changes, right? The central nervous system is the most finicky bullshit ever, right? Coming out of this has been very tough. There's been times where I couldn't walk, had to sit down, almost had seizures driving, this crazy shit that has been fought through, dealt with. I'm at the end stages, and I'm just looking forward to being able to train like how I used to train. That's the whole goal, and I will be insane until I can train normally again. I'm very close, but I'm not there yet. It seems like once you get to 90%, it becomes extremely difficult to get to that full 100%, but each day I have more dexterity in my legs. I don't know how to describe it. I guess I'll describe it like this. Like, my main character walk is coming back, right? My main character walk where I have like swagger walking. I won't say I have tons of swagger, but like compared to me being a cripple walking, looking like a 90-year-old, like shifting my legs without confidence in my legs all day. I can start to walk normal with posture, with, stance, with prow and everything like that, to that being a sign that my CNS is improving in my lower body, and slowly it's coming back. I definitely have to practice patience at this point, but it doesn't seem like the training is hurting my recovery. It seems like it's pretty good. I definitely know when I'm pushing it too far, like my legs completely go numb essentially. And I just like yo-yo each day, fight out of it. And that's where I've been at. This has been the worst experience of my life, and it's wrapping up. And I'm just excited to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm excited to return my life back to normal. You can see the bruising from the injections. These injections are horrible. I would say these injections are like probably like level 8, level 7 pain. They're not fun. Not like dihydrobonon doing a ton of it, but, the PIP is very bad with this injectable L-Carnitine in my legs. And as you can see on this set, my legs are not expanding how they should. You can see me touching them, trying to see how they're firing, how they're contracting. This is what needs to change, and what gets better, like, 1-2% each day. Is I have a little bit more, I can push a little bit harder, longer. And it also depends on how I use my mind, right? So if I use my mind, do a bunch of phone work, do a bunch of phone calls, really invest in that drains my electricity just like training. So It's like balancing the libido sex life with training, with actually working, and not completely crashing has been the recipe that I have to constantly change depending on how I'm feeling, right? It sucks that I'm still not back to Apex Predator where I could do all this bullshit each day, train like a dog, eat like a horse, continually have rounds of sex and smoke a bowl after, wake up fine, go work through it the next day, right? It's just like that old version of me is the version I'm trying to get back to, and that's a very high level of CNS output where I am starting from the bottom. I don't know the plasma concentrations I'm fighting with these neurochemicals or the mixture that's messed up, but you can see with my ass is popping a little bit more. So my ass used to be like flat, like old man ass, where obviously before this happened to me, my legs were my best body part, my glutes matched my legs, and I was very content and pretty much needed to stop training legs compared to the rest of my body. And now it's kind of funny, I have stilts and my upper body has come back. So again, another paradoxical thing of this recovery is just like, oh my god, I can't believe how hard it's been, but it's doable. I just want to keep giving hope to the people suffering. It's doable. You can do this. I 100% thought at the beginning that I was completely fucked. I slowly worked out of it, and after the dihydrobonon paired with the valparate, I got way more confidence because I could feel dopamine again. I could feel like I could fight out of it at that point. Now it's like, okay, can I actually get back to the freak I was at, squatting 405 for volume, then hack squatting, then leg pressing, then walking lunges, all this shit at one workout, easily go home, work on the computer, have sex at, like, that level of output is where I'm trying to get back to, and it's been very, very slow, like ridiculously slow, to a point where you see me with 3 plates on the leg press, and I'm just trying to mind-muscle connection, feel this out. My range of motion is trash because I have zero confidence in my legs. And yeah, it's just like one of those things where not much has changed as far as like where I'm at, other than the magic recipe is I'm going to do the bioregulators paired with the choline, paired with the L-Carnitine, and that's all going to be injected into my quads. And hopefully that's the magic recipe for me to get to 100%, because it's been quite a long road to get back up here. I'm very happy with, I know people are calling me fat and shit, but I'm very happy how I'm carrying 260 pounds. It feels like this is the most comfortable I've ever been at 260 pounds. And when I go back to 230 pounds, hopefully with my strength recovered, it seems like that's where I will be sitting at for a long period of time. And I've really worked towards, building the strength, volume coming back down, being lean, right? By lean, I don't mean shredded. I mean lean. 230, 225. I'm not trying to be super shredded unless I'm competing. I'll never be one of the crazy shred people. I like eating. I like having, strength, essentially. I like being a weapon, as Jack West would say. I don't feel like a weapon when I'm shredded as fuck, brittle as fuck. So I like that happy medium, but I am going to clean it up. But I wanted to keep the food high. I wanted to keep my body fed very well while it's recovering. I did not want to push a diet while my central nervous system is struggling day to day walking, right? I don't see a point in trying to drop the weight. The weight is not really impacting my blood pressure anymore because I have enough neurochemicals to regulate my blood pressure now, and it just feels great. Like, for example, my blood pressure was stage 3 hypertension, 218 pounds, skin and bones, looking like a cancer patient. And I'm at the bottom of stage 2 hypertension at 260 pounds, eating a shit ton of food to maintain it, right? Because my metabolism's fast, it's always been hard for me to gain actual mass. So that's why I've been so addicted to chasing mass over chasing, shreds. Shreds are always easy for me as far as not really getting to super lean shredded status, but like I get stringy once I get to a certain level of leanness, and then it becomes the fullness battle, right? I've never been stupid shredded because I didn't feel like I had the stage weight to go anywhere at the stupid shredded weight I was at. So as far as these workouts go, they're boring, right? There's nothing really much to talk about other than the fact of where I'm at in the recovery, which hasn't changed that much. And as far as right now, my life is very livable again, and I'm blessed, right? This has been really brutal, and a lot of people don't even get to this spot. And I'm very happy to be at this spot, almost ready to completely fight out and redo my entire body back to where it was. I already told my editing team that I'm going to be switching these vlogs up, and I'm going to be vlogging on camera by myself, solo vlog, and I think I'm going to be shooting at night, and I'm going to be training at Powerhouse Pittsburgh at night and completely redo my schedule. I talked to my girlfriend about it. I'm obviously very pissy these days. I wanted to redo my schedule completely around getting back to where I was, because the whole morning thing of waking up, meeting Andrew, then meeting Austin in the morning, and then spacing my day out to again see my girlfriend for the max amount of time, I'm going to switch that up to where I'm going to leave for the gym around 9-10 at night and do my workouts then, right? Record it tripod style in the dark, in the night. That's a recovery arc I want. That's how I feel like I can use the emotion the best and not ignore the emotion, because it was a lot. It was a lot doing this shit on Meta, right? Receiving all the bullshit criticism that makes no fucking sense, and obviously getting everyone's opinion was a lot, on top of me being brain dead, right? I was 100% brain dead, let's face it. I barely could think straight for those first 3 months, and it was very difficult. If I had the brain capacity I do now, I'd probably be less crazy during those first 3 months, but those first 3 months were the absolute worst, and it's just been a big relief to be like, okay, everything's pretty much back to normal, besides I can't walk correctly on my legs. That's how bad it was at the beginning. I know it's been kind of understated on here, but no one's going to believe me if I even say what fully happened to me in the cure video. I'll go into a little bit more detail, but to go into my legs, you can see edema forming from the neurochemical imbalance. So the contractions on my calves are not working correctly, nor the hamstrings. And you can see that reflected in the edema in my legs. Now, I'm not saying I don't have edema. You can look at my face and see water retention. I'm saying at the beginning, I could feel the contractions. I could feel my muscles firing correctly. Now that I've exhausted them through simple, basic training, nothing hard, that the edema seems to be forming. I wake up with no edema. I squeeze my quads at night and have edema. That's been the yo-yo effect of each day. I get like 1-2% better, and yeah, that's how it's been. I wanted to showcase my boxing, so I did boxing at the end of this workout, and everyone said I didn't know how to box. So I just wanted to state that, first off, I was a wrestler, I wasn't a boxer. The guy I wrestled the most was a boxer, right? He's actually a trained boxer, West Allegheny Boxing Fire Hall guy, and I know the basic fundamentals of how to throw a punch. The thing is my spine is always fucked when I get to the end and I go and hit the bag from my allo-P being depleted, that if I torque a punch from my legs, not only can I not feel my legs, but twisting my spine with torque on it hurts a lot. So I fought karate style and pretty much only used my arms to generate power, but that is a way to fight. Karate fighting, if you guys watch it, It might not be the most powerful, flashy way to punch, but you're not putting as much weight on your lead leg. And if you're dealing with kicks and shit, maybe boxing isn't the best to really plan on that front foot. That's just me. I've been kicked very hard before. And I just want to throw that out there to all you boxers, that it's fun and games until you get that lead leg kicked real hard. I've had lower calf kicks done to me, just jokes to see what those feel like. I did throw this boxing session with some punching power so you can see my full power. Personally, I weigh 260 pounds. That bag is 150 pounds. It looks stupid me hitting it with full power. I have a 250 pound heavy bag at home that, again, makes much more sense to use when I'm actually throwing power. I'll showcase that. I need to hang up the bag higher. The bag is too low. I bought too big of a spring. Just know that karate fighters fight that way. That's actually a karate stance in the Instagram video, and I understand it's not boxing and unboxing, but actual boxing is very technical, difficult, and requires a lot of nuance in the central nervous system that I'm chasing. You know, you'll see really good boxers, they kind of speed up as the punch ends, and they hit at the perfect range of the punch. So I wanted to state all that. I hope you guys enjoyed this recovery video.